Hello, my name is Blessing. Right now, I don't have protection insurance. I've looked into it before and even received a quote. I didn't go ahead because of its cost and I wasn't completely sure of the actual cover I needed. I also felt I need some guidance on this.
So at the minute we don't have the protection insurance because when we was looking into it with the mortgage advisor and our mortgage review, it was really confusing. There was too many options. He didn't know how to kind of distinguish between them and advise what was best about the circumstances. So we got really confused. When we asked for clarification, he wasn't very helpful. We didn't understand the costs and what was worthwhile.
I'm completely honest, I don't really understand different insurances. The first real conversation I had about it was when I was speaking to my mortgage broker and he was explaining why you need insurance and what kinds of insurance you need. And it frightened me a little bit. Honestly, looking at the prices of insurance, I have dependent and I have responsibilities with my money. So, when these costs start to rack up and you're looking at hundreds of pounds a month for insurance, it's very difficult to see why you would need that.
Yeah, the reason that I don't have it at the moment is because, like I described, there was quite a few caveats to it. So I wasn't sure whether we might pay all that money and then not even sort of be included. Might have exclusions on it and stuff. So it was just a bit of a risk, really.
I am early in my career and my emergency savings are limited, and I have also a parent and children who are financially dependent on me. So I think a protection insurance would provide a safety net if I become unable to work due to maybe illness or accident. It would give me peace of mind.
So protection insurance, any form of it, is something I would consider down the line. Just at this very moment, it's not something for me. There's nothing to say that that doesn't change at any point, in which case then I would do my research, use any switch providers or comparison providers, and then go from there. But yeah, I do see the benefits. I see why people have got it. I know people who have got it, all various types: critical insurance, life insurance. I think the closest my insurance would go to is maybe travel insurance or phone insurance. But yeah, just at this moment in my life, I don't have enough people who I think would be dependent on me if something happened. Thank you.
I would like to say to younger people, do not wait, do not expect time to be kind, because never know what is behind the corner. Even if I am 64 and I've been living an intense life and I live to the max, but I have a minimal savings because I've been a little bit spending too much and I haven't looked into to protect my future. And I have friends that basically they left this earth very young, so with young children and etc. So it's always worth to look into this protection for life. It could be a life insurance, could be illness or redundancy or accident, protection, income protection, mortgage protection, but always worth it, because once these things arrive, and very often we are not ready.
Benefits are not all they cracked hope to be. They don't give you an awful lot of money. So if you need housing costs, if you have children to look after, if you have a partner who's not working and you're the sole provider, then it would make sense to have some kind of insurance in case the worst happened, that you got ill or you lost your job. Then you know that your family would be provided for, that you'd still be able to carry on living where you're living, and it would make things a bit easier for you. Life insurance would make sense if you have a family, so that if something happened to you, they get a lump sum to help deal with the funeral, and whether, if they're not working, to try and pay some of the costs while they try and sort out some other ways of getting money in. I hope that's useful for you.
With hindsight, I wish I'd known more about it. Everyone knows about life insurance. You see it on the TV and plot lines of TV shows, and stuff. But, critical illness, mortgage protection, income protection, you don't hear about it as much. So, I wish I'd known. The advisor mentioned them, but if you don't really know anything about them, in any real detail, you don't really think there's any benefit to it. Better to do it and not need it than don't do it and then regret it, because it would certainly make life a lot easier right now if I had done it at the time.